Moses was deeply beloved by the nation of Israel, especially towards the end of his leadership and life. However, like many great leaders before and after him, there came a time when God called his cherished prophet home. The impact of Moses' departure was so profound that the Israelites mourned for an entire month. But have you ever wondered why Satan so desperately wanted the body of Moses after his death? This question might seem unsettling or even bizarre, yet it's deeply rooted in biblical accounts. According to the Bible, God laid Moses to rest in an undisclosed location. However, a remarkable event occurred, a fierce altercation between Archangel Michael and the devil over Moses' remains. This incident is not mere folklore, but a reference found in the book of Jude, verse 9, where Michael and Satan contend earnestly for Moses' body. This intriguing scenario prompts deeper exploration into the biblical accounts of Moses' death and the curious disputes surrounding it. Moses, the leader who liberated the Israelites from Egypt, received the Ten Commandments directly from God and guided his people toward the Promised Land, now faced the end of his life. His life was marked by extraordinary encounters, divine revelations, and powerful miracles. However, just before reaching the Promised Land, Moses committed a grave error that nearly ended his ministry. God had instructed Moses to speak to a rock to bring forth water for the Israelites to drink. But because of pressure from the people, Moses, in anger, turned to them and said, "Must we bring water out of this rock for you?" Despite its seemingly innocent tone, this statement had profound consequences. Moses' first mistake was using the word "we" instead of acknowledging God. The power to bring forth water belonged solely to God, not Moses, and using "we" suggested Moses attributed some power to himself. Secondly, instead of speaking to it as commanded, Moses struck the rock. Immediately after this disobedience, God decreed that Moses would not enter the Promised Land due to his error. Think about it. Can you imagine all that Moses had gone through just to miss it at the end? After which, he died. The book of Deuteronomy 34 verses 5-6 recounts the moment of Moses' death, saying, "So Moses the servant of the Lord died there in the land of Moab according to the word of the Lord, and he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab opposite Beth Peor. But no one knows his grave to this day." This passage reveals that Moses passed away in Moab as foretold by God, and then, in a mysterious and divine act, God himself laid Moses to rest. Such an event is rare in the Bible. God, the creator of the universe, personally involving himself in a burial. This divine intervention underscores the special bond Moses had with God. Moses wasn't merely a servant of the Lord, he was a friend. Through this friendship, we witness an extraordinary display of love, respect, and honor. But then, a question arises. Why did God choose to bury Moses in a secret place? Why was the location of his grave kept hidden from the world? Exploring the answer leads us into a deeper understanding of God's wisdom and Satan's cunning plans, where we encounter Michael the Archangel and Satan locked in a fierce dispute, not on earth but in the heavenly realms. This was no ordinary argument. Satan sought to claim the body of Moses, but his audacious move was met with resistance from Michael the Archangel. The Bible does not provide all the details of this celestial confrontation, yet we know that Michael, steadfast in his divine duty, opposed Satan's claim. Michael, an archangel of great power and authority, stood his ground. He did not rebuke Satan in his own name or power. Instead, he said, "The Lord rebuke you." Here we witness the humility and wisdom of Archangel Michael, recognizing that the authority to rebuke Satan resides solely in God. One might question why a celestial being like Satan would be so interested in the mortal remains of Moses. What could he possibly hope to achieve by possessing the body of a man who had already passed away? Firstly, it's plausible that Satan wanted to prevent Moses from being resurrected or assumed into heaven. Perhaps Satan incorrectly assumed that God intended to take Moses into heaven, similar to Elijah or Enoch, as depicted in the Gospel of Matthew 17, verse 3, where Moses appeared with Elijah on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus. Given Satan's cunning nature, he may have sought to thwart this eventuality by seizing Moses' body. Another significant reason why Satan desired Moses' body was to likely use it as an object of idolatry among the Israelites. Reflecting on the golden calf incident in Exodus 32, Satan may have sought to lead them into venerating Moses' body or relics. This tactic could have effectively diverted them from true worship of God. In his wisdom, God concealed Moses' body to safeguard his people from falling into this trap. The third reason is that Satan, known as the accuser in Revelation 12, verse 10, might have aimed to condemn Moses for his past sins and unworthiness before God. Satan could have highlighted Moses' past failures, such as killing an Egyptian, breaking the tablets of the law, or striking the rock instead of speaking to it, as grounds for condemnation. The devil revels in accusing and condemning, and Moses, despite his great deeds, was not without sins. Lastly, Satan might have sought to mock God's plan and power by seizing Moses' body. He could have attempted to claim it as a trophy, symbolizing his victory over God's chosen leader and mediator. The devil, in his pride and rebellion, constantly seeks to challenge God and his plans. But let's remember this. While Satan's cunning knows no bounds, neither does God's wisdom. God's power and wisdom are infinitely greater than Satan's schemes. Even when Satan fought hard for Moses' body, it was God who had the final say. God's purposes cannot be thwarted, and his plans cannot be foiled. Though Satan is crafty, God's wisdom and power far exceed anything he can muster. Even in the face of Satan's craftiness, God's plans always prevail. So remember, no matter how crafty and cunning Satan might be, God's wisdom, power, and love for us are infinitely greater. Beyond the dispute, there's a deeper lesson. The story we've unraveled today is a complex narrative woven into the fabric of our faith, a tale of God's chosen leader, Moses, and the battle that ensued over his lifeless body. But let's step back for a moment. Let's look beyond the battle, beyond Satan's motives, and uncover the greater message hidden within this story. Firstly, it underscores the importance of true worship. The Israelites repeatedly fell into idolatry, whether it was the golden calf or the bronze serpent, easily straying from the worship of the one true God. The potential misuse of Moses' body as an object of veneration highlights this struggle, reminding us to keep our worship focused on God alone. Secondly, it serves as a testament to God's grace, which extends beyond our shortcomings, and his love, which is stronger than our past failures. Lastly, this story is a stark reminder of the need to resist Satan's temptations. Satan is crafty and cunning, using any means to divert us from God's path. However, as Michael the Archangel demonstrated, with faith in the power of God's word, we can stand against these temptations. Let's remember the story of Moses' body, not as a gruesome battle, but as a testament to God's enduring protection and guidance. It's a testament that continues to resonate, reminding us of the importance of true worship, the power of God's redemption, and the need to resist Satan's temptations. Thank you for watching. We hope you learned something about the Bible today. Please subscribe and click on the notification icon for more updates. Keep watching our episodes where we discuss critical issues in the Bible.